This is Mel from Bangle Whisper. Welcome to Bangle Whisper. Hi, this is Mel from Bangle Whisper. I hope all of you are doing awesome. Today I'm going to do a requested video, and this was requested some time back. This was requested a different kind of video, a known fact video, but I'm going to do little bit different way. So I'm going to do about few known observations I have done about India, and I'm going to talk about those and how they've been destroyed over time due to human interventions. So some of the known observations which was really awesome for India. One of the known observation is India was very rich in culture wise and natural medicinal plants. So they literally had all the natural medicinal plants they needed to sustain life. One of them is neem, which is another big video on that I will do. Neem is just truly magical healer for everything in this world, including death. So neem, and then moringa. Neem and moringa, if somebody had neem and moringa plant, then they would not need anything in this world. So that is just one aspect. Beside that, India people could have owned just a little bit land, and since the weather is so nice to literally grow everything that you can eat just to survive. And I guess that's all people need. What else people would need? Just grow enough food to survive. All this technology thing basically waste of time and drives human beings away from what they really are. So my observation, India had everything to grow, sustain life, and be happy and healthy and prosperous before technology engulfed them. So they had enough fruits and vegetables they could grow and share among themselves, since the land was less than the population. But even though the population is too much, but still people could have lived a better life, because the easiest population control was neem. Neem actually great population control agent, and it's been scientifically researched for a long time. Neem has been used for thousands of years as contraceptive. So neem has been used to heal everything, and neem has been used as contraceptive too. So you see, they didn't have to deal with this major population problem since they had neem. And people, even though people were very poor, they worked very hard, and at the end of the day they went to sleep on whatever in their belly. When there is a problem, which was few people were very rich and few people were very poor, so that problem could have been solved by giving poor people chances to have their own business and make their own life. And they could have grown food and enjoyed their food, could have made their clothes. So, and education wise, India people were very smart, intelligent, they were very hardworking. People could have studied all day. In fact, some Indian people could have studied They study actually 16, 17 hours, 18 hours a day non-stop. So they are very good at studying. There are many doctors and engineers and scientists, nurses, all came from India. Writers came from India, and they were very hardworking people. So they could have easily studied and made their own life, and they actually did not need anybody's help or anything. And India, years back, India had so much gold, silver, jewelry. The farmers had their own land, and their wives used to wear beautiful, beautiful silver jewelry all over the body. The kings and queens and rich people used to wear a lot of gold, but the farmer's wife used to wear silver. Many people do not know that. And then once the king started taking away during the British time, all the farmers' lands were taken, and the farmers were given seeds and fertilizer to grow their food. And that time farmers' wives, they had to sell all their silver jewelry to buy the seeds and the fertilizer, and whatever they grew they had to give it away all to the Britishers, and they did not even have enough to eat for themselves or feed their family, but they worked on those lands. So these are the observations, these are the stories from the past which nobody really talks about it. Beside that, Indian people have given so much their time, energy, and dedication towards raising their kids properly. And the mother stayed home, took care of the kids, and gave the kids really values, morals, all these things. And the fathers came home after a hard day of work and sat down with the kids and saw their homework and helped them with math and science, and they were very dedicated till the children grew and they finished their school and college and they went to work. After the children went to work and they established themselves in proper jobs, then they took care of the parents at their old age. They did not give away the parents to a retirement home. So as the parents paid attention to the kids, great deal of attention to the kids and their education and teaching them values and morals, the same way that kids have taken care of the parents at their old age. So this was really a great thing which is slowly diminishing, and there was tremendous amount of respect for elderly people or women or children. Years back, if you would get up in a bus or a train or a metro, or you happen to be an elderly person, a lot of young people would just get up and let you sit, especially women, especially elderly, especially children. But now it's also diminishing with the young generation forgetting the values and morals, and they're learning um, all kinds all kinds of bad language, which Indians are forbidden to speak those kind of cussing words. Exactly, they were forbidden to speak those words, but they're learning now through this new pop culture and through this new songs and music video. So they're learning the bad things. Indian looks really amazing with their own Indian culture and their clothes, and the movies represented India how it is and was very rich culture. with their beautiful clothes, their jewelry, their bangles, and their beautiful song, and the legendary Mukesh and Lata Mangeshkar and Kishore Kumar and Manna Dey, and these are just some few among them. There are many, many more. Asa Bhosle, there are many, many more that famous singers. I mean, their songs are so, so, so good. So there were a lot of things which people really didn't talk about it, which India had, and so many historical places to see. Taj Mahal is one of them, and it's just so amazing with all the amazing stories. Besides that, there were so many temples that you could go to, and there's one of the biggest thing beside having all the medicinal plant, beside having a beautiful place to live. I mean, how much space a person needs? Not much. The land they have, everybody can have a tiny little house with a tiny little garden in a backyard. It does not have to be a mansion. They could have had just a little hut, tiny little hut, and that could be enough, and they could just happily live there. Beside that, India had yoga and meditation, which was invented in India thousands and thousands of years ago. The yogis did not need anything else but the natural food and the yoga and meditation, and they have healed everything. They lived on the Mount Everest, they lived on the Himalayas, they lived in the forest with no issues, no physical element. They did not need to go anywhere. Everything was healed in their backyard. The yoga kept their body beautiful and healthy for years. Some of them lived till 100 and some years and looked as young as 50. So you can see how rich India was. Meditation is just so awesome. People didn't know how awesome the meditation. Meditation is the only thing when you can literally leave your body and come outside your body and observe yourself. Some people stayed on meditative states for 3, 4, even 10 days, and other people would think that these people were dead, but they were not dead. They were all alive, and they stayed on that meditative state for days. They could do meditation in a forest. They could do meditation on top of water, and they could do meditation on top of fire without being destroyed by this thing. So you see how much powerful people were, and people had so much energy, strength, power, physical and mental. They are mentally so intuitive. When they lived in a jungle, they were just like animals. Mentally, they knew when the danger coming, what the danger coming, and they were able to coexist with the animals without any problems. So from those time to today, where India is today, it is a total disaster. If you look at it, it's a total disaster. So we could see that how the development, is it for their own best interest or is it a big loss for them? They can judge for it themselves. But the meditation, a true meditation, one can heal every element in their body. Through meditation, they can connect themselves with the divine. Years back, if we go look into Indian religious books, beside growing the healthiest foods, beside all the medicinal plant, beside yoga meditation, beside all the temples in the world, we have this religious scriptures, the books, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, Gita, which tells about everything that needs to be done to survive and have a good life, which tells about it literally. And people need to just read them and follow them. And there were time when humans and God used to talk to each other. Now how much gap in present situations created? Humans can yell all day long and their gods are nowhere to be seen. Now why is this gap created? The one and only reason this gap has been created, because the humans are not the same humans. Those humans used to be so pure. They had no greed. They had no jealousy. They did not lie. They did not cheat. And there were no taking advantages of others or adultery. All these things humans didn't have. Once humans developed all these panchatattva, it's called, all these bad qualities in them, then there's become a huge difference between human and God. And since there's so huge difference, so there's no way human can connect with God. And actually, all the new development that actually stops the human from connecting with God, because all the time human have nothing but all kinds of annoying, noisy things around them. Not a single moment that they sit still alone. All the time some sort of thing buzzing around them, some sort of thing just putting some sort of thing brainwashing them, so they don't have even abilities to think for themselves. Their brain has been programmed, reprogrammed many times. They do not think for themselves. But thousands of years ago, yogis used to sit alone quietly for hours and hours. There was no disruption. There was no interruption. Only thing present was there was the beautiful waterfall, the water in the forest, the tree leaves rustling, or the beautiful melodious birds singing. These are the things went in their ears, and they got lost in their own meditation, and that's where they found God and they could actually speak to God. So in order to connect with the divine, nowadays we cannot even sit 1 second without someone bothering us with a phone call. So you see, these new developments actually totally brought human to the place where human used to communicate with God. There were healing plants which healed everything. There's the yoga, the meditation which kept people alive for hundreds of years. The beautiful children who take care of parents, and the parents who took care of children. And the families, they were together, loving, and big families. And there were love between all the family members. All are lost in the name of new inventions, and people have become so distant from each other. Even they are distant from their own children, even they are distant from their own elderly parents. They're distant from husband, wife, distant. You see people do videos on many different things, but people have not paid attention that humanity has changed so much. Even in a vacation, the people used to go to vacation long time years ago, just to the temples, to the historic places. And most of the time they stayed in relatives' house, or there were things used to call dharmasala. They stayed in dharmasala. And during these vacations, the family will wake up early, all the children will shower, mostly in the rivers, or there used to be well, they would shower in a well, picking up the water with their buckets from the well, and they just took shower from fresh cold water from the river or the well. And this shower used to last for a second. They just put little bit of soap or mud or anything. They used to, most of the poor people used mud to scrub their body, so they would just use the mud and scrub their body and pour water all over. And there wasn't much soap or shampoo or anything, but they had the most beautiful skin, and their hairs so long and so beautiful. I'll talk about the hair, that would be a long. But then they went to visit all the God's temple or the historic places together as a family, and they walked on their feet all day to see everything. And people went in the bus, in the train, on the rickshaw, by walking. They walked in groups, and even the people who went together, they didn't know each other, but they all be friendly and made friends with each other. And then they would see these places, and every temple served some food in exchange for some money, and they ate on those places. And then they came home, and the children used to be very tired. They will sleep, and the parents will stay up late and talk about what they have seen. There's so much connection, love, unity in the families and in the husband and wife. Nowadays, you see, in vacation, they will live in luxurious hotels, and then you see husband and wife sit in two different beds with their cell phone. They do not even look at each other. When each other ask each other a question, they will just nod their head because they're so busy on the cell phone. So you see where we came from, what position to what. Nobody talks about it. Nobody pays attention. And Indian women and their hair. Indian women has most amazing hair. Years back, every evening, a grandma would just sit down, and all the young girls would line up in front of Granny. So after she finished her tea, then Granny would one by one do bread on every young girl's hair. It was believed to be no one will sleep with the open hair. So the grandma would scare the young girls that if you sleep with open hair, ghost will get up on you. So all the young girls will tie their hair in a braid, and but that was not the real reason. They tied their hair on a braid after putting warm oil massage, after giving warm oil, coconut oil massage on the hair, tie the hair on a braid, and then they used to cover the hair with a white ribbon, and then they tie it back on both the sides, and then the girl slept like that, so the hair will not rub against the pillow. You see, back there in India, women used to have hair like silk, and hair was so long, and now most of the hair is like broom. You can sweep the house, so dry and dead, so it's like a broomstick. So back then there were no hair care products. What hair care products they had is they used to put the yellow part of the egg on their hair. They would just have 2 or 3 yellow part of the egg, the yolk, and they just blend the yolk with some fork and just take it in a bowl and blend it with a fork, and then they will just put all over their hair. Beside that, they used to put coconut oil massage on the hair, and they used to wash their hair only with Rita water. Rita was kind of thing, it's a seed from a tree, and this seed, if you soak it on water overnight, morning you see it has like soap shards, and the women used to wash their hair only on the Rita, not any hair care products. And beside that, they used to put a lot of natural things in here, usually leaves, hibiscus, flower. They used to put curry leaves. And so these are the things they used to do for their hair. But daily oil massage and tying the hair on a braid, and they had to put ribbon all around the hair so the hair does not get rubbed on the pillowcase. And same went for their skin care and face care. There were not many cosmetics or no cosmetics at all. For the skin, they put yogurt, turmeric, and chickpea flower paste. They put all over their body, and they kept it for 30 minutes to an hour before shower, and then they will just scrub it down and shower. They did not use any soap, and their skin was smooth like silk. And the queens used to bathe in milk, and there were no mentions of soap or shampoo or any of these things. Now we have all the soaps and shampoo and all the hair care places and the salons, but what we don't have is the hair. That is just like a piece of broom, and you can just sweep the floor. So that's also never been talked about or paid attention to, as the hair was. And slowly with new development, women started chopping off their hair, and they forgot all about taking care of it, or oil. All these things went out of fashion, and that's the outcome now. And family and friends getting together on occasions like wedding, entire family coming 4 or 5 days before the wedding, and there used to be a few houses made, and these houses usually they made like with a fabric which used to call tirpal, and this tirpal fabric was very strong, and it was made such a way this was waterproof. So they made houses out of that, and they rented some houses from relatives, and also they used to have places called dharamsala. Dharamsala was a place where it was dharamsala on every state, few of them, and these are government run, so they cost very little, and these dharamsalas used to give places to sleep at night. And usually around the dharamsalas there used to be some food places, or sometimes dharamsala itself used to serve some food. So it's a low cost food and very simple diet, very simple food. So before the wedding, all the family members used to come, and they would make these houses and outside the home, and relatives used to stay 3-4 days, and then there was just huge celebration for the wedding, from the girl's side, from the boy's side. It was just meeting with all the relatives, and it was just the most amazing event. All these things brought people together for years, togetherness, and the the big diseases weren't even there. They were not there. Nobody knew in India back then what is Alzheimer. Nobody knew. The joint families together, there was so much love and togetherness and taking care. All these things were not even there. And then the most wonderful India's in 12 months 13 pujas. These pujas comes very big puja, and when the puja happens, the entire village, the city, the town getting together, and these pujas takes for 4 or 5 days for the event, but the preparation is for months. Like one of the biggest is Durga Puja, and Durga Puja is initially it's just for Bengalis, but then now Durga Puja is for everybody. In India has so many different religion and culture and so many different languages spoken, but everyone comes together under one roof during Durga Puja. So much love and unity and so much religiousness. Years back, Durga Puja celebration used to happen one each village, 2 3 of them, and all the villagers used to come together, and the Durga Mother Durga we calls, before her coming, before her arrival, the preparation used to be for months, and the building the beautiful temple that was also used to made by many fabrics and tripals, so if it rained the water did not go inside. And these people used to be very expert in making these. They had serious expertise, just like there were serious expert people who were making this, artists who were making this beautiful gold and silver jewelry, gold and silver smith. Equally, there are people with serious expertise on making this beautiful puja venues, which is almost like a marriage venue in some countries, where they make it outside a beautiful place. So they used to make like that, where the 4 5 days puja, there will be so much music and dance and puja. And still, before long before technology happened, there used to be actual singers and dancers and singing and dancing whole day God song. Then came the loudspeaker and the songs on loudspeaker. So they will have loudspeaker songs going on all day of 5 days of puja. Actually, that's when most people learn to sing, listening to Lata Mangeshkar, Kishore Kumar, Asa Bhosle's song. They were most amazing, beautiful, melodious songs worth listening to. So these songs will play all day of 5 days. The entire environment will be so happy. Everybody is happy. And the things used to be so different, like the morning time during puja, it felt like a puja morning, because there was something in the air. The birds sang differently, the people acted differently, everyone was happy, and people were very kind and giving, so they would give that time to the poor people, clothes and food. And many temples held food drive, so poor could eat at night time free in the temple, or daytime free in the temple. Temple serve food for everybody, and the rich people would donate the money to make it happen. So there was so much unity, and people enjoyed a lot. Whole day they ate in the temple, they had a cultural program, they had religious music. It was just a thing for children to remember throughout the entire year. So the first day of the puja is called Sosti, and after that follows 5 more days. And then that day children be very happy, and everybody used to get new clothes, and poor people have maybe one new clothes, and rich people had four, five, six, depending on who has how much money. But all the shops would get decorated, people will go buy clothes will be sold in discounts and things like that. And then by the time called Vijaya Dasmi, that day they took the god and went to a river, and then there they let the god go inside the river. So that's called Bisurjan, means let God go to her home. And that's the time all the people were actually in tears. They were so much connected with God that they felt like God is really going away. And then came the Diwali, the Kali Puja. That is another celebration for lights and hope and prosperity. It's good against evil. So that was also a biggest celebration, and that is only for 2 nights, and they have huge firework display. And before all this technology and big fireworks, the children used to have small fireworks. They used to make small noises, but even with that children were so happy that they could not contain their happiness. Things were so true. So there are about 13 this kind of puja in 1 year. 1 year has 12 months. So there was no time to be alone or without puja or without being connected with the God. So this is a major thing. So all the things which needed for true humanity to sustain was there. The plants to survive, the fruits and vegetables to survive, to the religious things to survive, and the temples, and so all these things, and the people and the connection and the families, all these things were there. But slowly with the new development, we have lost everything, and we are at the end of the humanity in this Kal Yuga. So there are few observations. These are few of my observation, and I will make further videos to do more observation video. So I'm not doing videos on facts because facts are facts, and most people know that. Most people talk about it. There's too many crowds on facts already. So I've tried to do videos on the observation that what truly good things were there, and which is all diminishing, and they were really good for the India and Indians. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share, and I will see you with many more. Hi, thank you so much for watching my videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe.